What's up, everyone? It's Gabbie Trades here, and welcome back to the Coin Bureau Trading channel. Brace for a crypto bear rally. Yes, I said it. But you guys, as usual, before we get rolling, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe. If you're new here, make sure to hit the bell notification so you never miss a live breakdown here on Coin Bureau Trading channel. Hello, Miss B. Welcome, everyone. Just come on, say hi in the chat box. We have a little bit of a technical issues where I'm from at the moment. I don't know if it's happening for you as well, but Cloudflare is down, so I can't really load any websites today. But hello, Crypto CJ David, hi. I can't wait to go and check everything with you guys today. As per usual, volatility is high. Yes. Can we have your take on Link? Absolutely. We're gonna yeah, that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna jump straight into it. Hold on, let me just move all the screens. You guys, again, say hi in the chat box. Can't wait to see you all here. But basically, what happened is we're gonna review this from yesterday. We had actually a rough day in the stock markets. Everything was risk off pretty much. People were scared, and things really sold off. We had Nasdaq falling almost 1%. S&P 500 was down almost 1% as well. Not all chats are showing up backstage. Yes, I'm aware of that because they're just about to start showing up right now. Okay, cool. So yeah, we had the S&P 500, Nasdaq all fell. Not 1%, but almost 1%. I think Russell 2000 was down almost 2% today, yesterday. So today we're still kind of weak on the day, but it wasn't really just a bad day for the tech. It was really overall breadth in selling. The market was selling collectively, right? So when everything sells off like that, it's all happening at once. It is usually very quick, and sometimes it leads to a relief rally after a day like that. And what we also say on this channel, and I'll keep repeating it for you guys, you should be using the VIX a lot in your trading. So when you have the VIX spike like this, 10% plus, you usually get relief rallies on the following day. So that's something important that we need to know. And these ones happens just as fast as they would happen for the traditional markets as well. Now, on the positive news, where is my Google? So basically, Alphabet reached a new all-time high, right? And this was amidst all of the selling that was happening. The reason for that is because we have one of the biggest investors, Warren Buffett's company. They bought a huge stake. So Buffett is usually famous for buying boring companies. So this is a huge vote in confidence for Google's technology, and particularly their AI and cloud business, right? So amidst all of these things that are happening right now and the market looking extremely bad, well, this candle is not particularly amazing, even on Alphabet, but still, you know, we got all-time high just because of that news. So even though the market is doing bad right now, what's important to note for us is that big and smart money is still willing to invest clearly in powerful growing technologies like AI, right? So the positive attitude is kind of there. It was sort of enough to push us a little bit right now, but is it going to be enough for the near future? Hello, everyone. Aster, everyone's throwing. Hello from Thailand. Oh, how cool. Hi from Australia. You guys are absolutely amazing. So I'll make sure to smash that like button. Continue to show that love to me. I absolutely love it, you guys. You know what else is important to note? Just a quick note on the Feds, right? We're going to see some minutes coming in tomorrow on Wednesday. We also have Nvidia earnings, right? So let's see how that's going to go. Usually they're very aggressive with their earnings. So let's see how that's going to go. But expectations are also very, very high. So in terms of the Fed situations right now, they're arguing in between themselves, like the leaders are arguing in between themselves against cutting rates aggressively, because in their case, inflation is still worrying, right? So for the markets, it's very important that the rates be cut, right? We want the rates to be cut because that is usually going to pump up the prices. If the rates are staying high, this is not going to be so amazing, right? Because they will be then the money is going to move to safer places. So then you're going to think back into people's bank accounts, literally, or bonds, right? So people will be out in cash or in bonds. So right now we're currently sort of stuck in this between situation in between hope and fear. And the crypto rally that we're seeing today is very fragile. So we're gonna go ahead and look at the charts and how everything is looking. But so far in the TradFi, we're seeing a bit of a rebound on the gold. Our gold long trade was amazing up until the levels that we wanted to short from, and the short is also apparent over here on gold. So far so good. We're managing the markets with confidence and, as usual, amazingly. All right, let's see what's happening in the chat box. Before we start with Bitcoin, I want to make sure we have, I think, around 60 people here. So that means we need to have 60 likes. Okay, that means we need to have 60 likes. And also, I'm going to be checking consistently, actually. Just before we jump on Bitcoin, let's have a look. Oops. Okay, and then we come in the chat box over here. Okay, 16 likes. Come on, you guys. We have 63 people here. We need 50 more likes. Press the like button. Look, I'll do it right now for me. 8, that's a lucky number. And also make sure to check all the sign up bonuses that you can get with Bybit, 2bit, or whatever, because now is really not the time to stay away in the market. Maybe it's a time for small sizing, but not really time to stay away. Also, make sure to follow my main YouTube channel where I stream daily, you guys, and earlier as well. Also, all of the offers and range model theory course as well is out for you guys if you want to get it. Code is waitlist40 for 40% on that. Lifetime access until I make it subscription. So now or never. Let's go. All right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and jump straight into Bitcoin right now. All right. So the good thing is why I like the streams here on Tuesday is because generally on Monday I'm away for the reason that there is a lot of market manipulation that's happening on Monday, and it's very hard to catch a trade. Ken Shen, follow Gabbie because she's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Love it. Thank you so much. Okay, this is the exact time to sit on your hands and stay away from the market. Crypto extra. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But also you don't want to be the one, entering in a FOMO sort of mindset after that, right? If you're missing out. So we're just going to talk today about exactly what's happening and what I'm seeing. So like I said, Tuesdays I like because we can see the true week open that's already opened. We see the true month open. We see that we've been actually trading very, very, bearish from the beginning of this month. That was at the start of this month we rejected, and we're just bearishly distributing since then. So that's very easy to see for everyone, even if you don't understand how to use these charts. Hold on, yeah, that's good. Okay, now let's start paying attention because we're gonna get into the important stuff. Let's go on a daily time frame over here. So first things first, right? Let's just assess this whole move to the downside. What did we say in the last live stream? We have 2 lines of defenses over here, and these are the lines first drawn over here in between 96k and 94k. Literally on the daily time frame with this candle, if you understand footprint and if you're using any delta footprints, you can see that the buyers were really trying to defend that level. They were really trying. Within this small tiny candle, it doesn't look much, but if you know how to read the depth of this candle, you would probably understand what was happening over here. And they failed miserably. So like we said last time, this is what usually happens, right? When the buyers are not able to defend the level, price just completely drops down to the following level, which in this case is down here sitting at 89K. Right? So why is it so precise? Well, it is so precise because I use my trading indicators that I use for my levels to get that precision of a level. But even if you don't have them, you can get them there in the description box. But if you don't have them, and if you know how to read the chart, you know, you are going to be able to find the precise level that you're interested in trading over here. So overall, if you understand what you're doing, you can very clearly read the market over here and say, okay, again, I'm going to use my indicators, but even if you don't have the indicators, you can mark it on your charts. Basically, the idea is, right, you're trading right now at 91K, which we're going to discuss why that is happening. But the point is, you need to understand where you are currently, right? So you're trading in between a daily bullish fair value gap over here. Within, you know, we have the true year open over here, and that was the first sort of true break of this, you know, bull cycle, which was terrible. But this was the first sign of when we started getting, you know, more buys in. That was in April. Right. So over here you have the first bullish fair value gap that you're trading in. That's a price imbalance where buyers stepped in very, very heavily with a lot of conviction, which is great. Okay. And then that's where you are. Below it, right, or within it, you have the daily SR flip zone, which is support resistance flip zone at 89K. But your most important fair value gap is actually the one below it, right? It's actually the one below it, right? This is the one you need to care about, which is exactly in between 85K and 87K, because that was literally the first real buying imbalance that took place before all this you know, salad that happened before that, right? And confirming the low with the true year open, that was a very easy and beautiful trade down here. You also have your bunch of buy order blocks that are stacked over here, so that is also a good area of interest. And on top of that, on a higher time frame, you have the weekly massive buying block that sits in this entire area. Okay, so this is kind of the zone that you're looking at the moment. The reason why it is extremely imperative for this zone to hold is because if you start, you know, losing these zones, there is literally no protection that is going to for you to have all the way down to literally retesting the true year open, which is at around 78K, right? So that's not going to be very nice. Definitely not, because if that starts happening, you guys, I don't know if you like the video, but make sure I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening today and what is about to happen. If that doesn't happen, it's going to be very bad for the altcoins as well, which it hasn't been great so far, but you know, they've been kind of holding so far with this drop. Let's be honest, right? We're in a Bitcoin golden zone. I agree. All right, so has everyone liked this video? I want to make sure we have at least 80 likes. Who's tracking the likes? And again, make sure to check all the offers from Coin Bureau. Follow my main YouTube channel over here. You have the link, and also make sure to check the range model theory course, waitlist 40. You can get it for $200, lifetime access. Okay, you're gonna understand everything I use on the charts, including the depth of the candles. I also teach that on there. All right, cool. So the idea is, why did we expect this bounce today, and where do we expect it from? Well, very simple, right? The way that the true week opened, we're at 49 likes backstage. Really unacceptable. We need at least 40 more likes. So the thing is, right, we haven't really tapped into that level. So am I really trusting this you know, this move to the upside right now? Absolutely not. We're a hair away from our zone, and probably about 2 or 3% above the major zone of interest as well, for a true potential reversal that could be lasting for quite a substantial you know, percentage. We could potentially get it up to the true month open at 104.6, which is going to be the first resistance. And really, if we manage to break that level eventually, that is going to be insane. But yeah, for now, this is as far as we can get, as far as I'm concerned, right? But for today, particularly for today, what my plan was we get a little bit of reset over here. We retest the true week open. So there's two case scenarios that we can have over here. Scenario number one is we come up with 92.2, right? And then we reject again, where we're going to show extreme weakness one more. Second case scenario is, right, we retest, right, reject, break it, and confirm it as support, and then we start working on the following levels, right? So the following level is going to be 95.5, and this is where, you know, we really want to see a break, because even if we get a break at 95.5, I will be then even more confident in keeping along in that area for a potential drop to, again, 92 and a continuation, right? That's kind of like the two ways that you can look at this price right now. And of course, it's very important what happens within this candle as well. All right. So happy to see we have 100 people here. That's lovely. So that means we need to have 100 likes right now. Okay, so this is what we're looking out for Bitcoin. Does that make sense, everyone? If somebody doesn't understand something, let me know. You can't show me because there is nothing. There is a hope we will go back to the 200-day moving average, people, because we usually blah 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 hit the ceiling, bounce down. Crypto CJ, if you're talking, no, it's fine. I understand completely. You have the dead cross, right? You have the dead cross for all of the you know, people that are trading the 50 and the 200. I understand that you have the dead cross, but I also want to remind you, this is not the first time you're having a dead cross in an area that you're supposed to reverse, right? The same thing happened around here. We have the dead cross, and then few days after that we completely reversed. All right, so if anything, the dead cross for me right now might do the exact same thing. It might literally show me that we're having few days of down and then a reversal, right? Whether we're gonna get new all-time highs, again, you guys, we've been speaking about this several times. I already told you, if you are looking at the standard deviations from the lows to the highs, you've already reached the targets twice, right? Even from the leg down, from both legs down, you have reached the standard deviation level. So yes, bears definitely have a case. Bears had a Wyckoff distribution case within this massive range, which was supposed to hold at 107 if it was not gonna be true, but it became absolutely true and reality, and now you have the final leg extension over here. Okay, RSI is oversold on the daily. You know what's kind of funny? If you look at the RSI on the, you know, it's oversold for Bitcoin, but if you look at the XRP, for example, it's not. Okay, so this is the kind of things you guys need to be looking at very carefully, right? Yes, it is not on XRP. So all right, cool. Let's move on for ETH, you guys, so we have time to review everything. All right, so Ethereum for BTC it is. Yes, I agree. Yes, for BTC, exactly. Good, we're all on the same page. Okay, so you see, for Ethereum, the thing is, right, for me, ideally the zone of interest for ETH was down here at 2,900. I wanted to see it come to 2,900. Do you have a case potentially reversing from this inside bar over here? Totally, you can make a case, but of course you need to be watching very carefully at what's happening. Are you able to break 3,200 at the very least, right? Are you able to bring this price up today and close it above this level? This is going to be very telling. If that's not the case, if you can't do that, you're potentially looking for price to retest 2,900 and 2,800. To answer your question, my target for ETH, ETH has been increasingly disappointing at the moment, and honestly, I'm going to tell you, if this asset fails the current levels that it's pretty much at the moment, right, which are very real, if we fail these levels, the potentiality of this dropping down further is getting increasingly higher. All right, 40% from all-time high. It's just, you know, It's crazy. Yeah, I agree. And honestly, this was my line in the sand. 3,500 was my line in the sand. And I was hoping for, you know, buyers to step in and defend that strongly, but they didn't, right? They didn't. So for me, honestly, anything that comes up, I'm going to be increasingly looking to short any assets, honestly, at levels, if that makes sense. Okay. Solana as well, if you look at it on the weekly time frame, it looks absolutely bad, right? Anything that looks like that, if you see a formation like this using my indicators, you know, that's clear liquidation level, you know, it's sitting at $95. So even if you get a pop-up, right? Even if you get a pop-up, this asset is going to struggle a lot to break 253, you know, 295, all of these levels are going to be short levels, you know. And if you look at it on a daily time frame, you're sitting pretty much at an important level. Don't get me wrong, at a very important level. Like, we're not blind. We can see what this price level did. You know, we can see what this price level did many times before. This is the levels where buyers continuously stepped in. So, you know, we kind of want to see the same thing happening, right? We kind of want to see the same thing happening. And if it doesn't happen, it's a massive red flag. Okay. Yeah. In terms of XRP, you know, I'm monitoring it very closely as well. Again, it is within buy zones, but within this bearish distribution, you have absolutely nothing. At the very minimum, bring it above 2.3, but you can't even do that, right? You can't even do that. So yeah, you are potentially at levels, but if these levels fail, then you're definitely looking to retest the 0.5, which is sitting at around 1.9 something. Okay, XRP is holding better than I thought. Yeah, it is. It is. Don't forget, like ETH BTC, right, is also holding at levels that we wanted to hold. But most importantly, if I come and look at the USDT dominance chart, this is what's worrying me, right? This is what's worrying me, because that is definitely a target. Okay, 6.242% on USDT dominance is definitely a target, right? And then if I look on a lower time frame, then I can maybe not only justify that level, but also justify price coming up to 6.5%, for example. But anywhere around this liquidity point, I'm going to be watching the entire markets and how they react, because I think that is going to be a key element in what we're doing. All right, if that makes sense. I saw someone say Aster, so we can look at Aster again. I'm looking at this for like the gazillion time. Oh, so funny. Yeah, Aster's doing a brilliant job so far. You know, this is what I was talking earlier on my channel, right? Link, okay, link. Let me just not forget. After Aster. So this is what I was talking earlier also on the live stream. Again, if you haven't followed, my main YouTube channel is down here, you guys. Yeah, so basically it's looking good at the moment. The only thing that's worrying me, and I was talking about this earlier, is this sort of range. Like when I see that sort of range, usually it means that the low is a target. Eventually, right? So it's trading a little bit, you know, if I see a similar sort of setup on a forex, right? For example, gold, right? If I look at it on gold, I'm definitely going to be waiting for the low to be taken before I get involved in a gold trade, for example, if it looks like that. But this is crypto and it's different, so I'm not entirely sure. So far, it's kind of like it's really supporting levels, right? We have the breaker block from all the price action that we have over here. It's kind of holding. It's kind of holding nicely, and this is what I explained earlier. Like, this was probably the best area to long after this sweep down here, because essentially all of this over here, you had engineered liquidity several times. You've created double bottoms here, right? So that's liquidity. This is what I was explaining earlier. These two double bottoms, right? So much manipulation within this price action, and this push down here was actually the most brilliant push for you to start getting involved in this asset. But yeah, it's holding quite nicely, and I like what it's doing so far. Like this video if you learned. Yes. Sorry, mate, I almost forgot. I knew I was forgetting something. So we're gonna look at Link. Nothing burger. So yeah, Link, same thing, right? Overall, in a huge area of interest, but a lower time frame. It hasn't really reached my first area of interest, which is exactly at $12.98, right? So it kind of matches with pretty much everything else. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're all a hair away from the zone of interest that I have, right? A hair away. Correct. 12.7, was that a weekly actually? No, yeah, these are both daily. So 12.9, 12.7. Obviously the 0.236 is always going to be an area where I can look to construct, you know, a trading plan around this, but it's just about not there yet. Do you know what I mean? So but it has a lot to do, right? For me, for this move down to be convincing, like, we need to trade at least above $14 convincingly, above $14, and then I can say, okay, maybe they didn't touch it by a hair, but maybe that's, you know, maybe we have something coming right now, you know. Yeah, November 22nd. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, we have a lot coming up, honestly. Like on Wednesday, we're gonna have the FOMC meetings, then we're going to have unemployment data, the government's open, so all the data is going to start coming in. So there is a lot of volatility that's about to enter this market, and I think that since we are at very important levels, we are due to be following all of these charts and seeing what the opportunities are, you know. Do you have any altcoins that you want me to look at? I'm just trying to find in the chat, but I think at the beginning you guys said a lot of altcoins that you wanted me to view. Even before saying hi, you're like, check this, check that. I can't really find it, you guys. So if you have something, Aave, that's an interesting one. Okay. Up 2.6, almost on the day. We're gonna start with the weekly here. Yeah, not bad. Actually, not bad. You are potentially looking at $400 for this. Sitting at the 0.236, this is a great area of interest for me. Great area of interest for me. So it's just a matter of showing a little bit of strength. You know, at the very least coming above $170, $180 at least, right? At least come up to $180, close convincingly, then we might talk. The liquidation week straight into daily support from back in November 2023 that was created. $80, it's kind of insane, right? It's really nuts actually that this is what we're dealing with. But yeah, more convincing close potentially to chase $400, then you need to start looking for price to close above 250.56. For now, you're just like, if you get a little bit of an action here, you're chasing 212. If you manage to break it, you're chasing 256. If you manage to break it, you're chasing 300. You know, it's really level per level. You're welcome. You're welcome. Gabbie, could you look at Zcash on a 1 hour, 15 minute? I'm in spot from higher. Is the risk area still hold? Blah, 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 blah. Zcash, Kenshin. We can definitely look at Zcash. I think we are reviewing it almost every day at this point. Almost every day. True. Yeah, so yeah, so this was pretty much what was worrying me, right? That we're just gonna like come up, retest this area. We didn't even come that high. We couldn't even retest that high, that area and that high. We're just like very, very weak at the moment, and price is just continuing to be weak. Hold on, let's have a look on the 4-hour time frame. It actually doesn't look that bad on a 4-hour time frame, but I'd say most likely, right, if this drop continues, if we can't hold, I'd potentially be looking at around this area. So $518, $520 potentially around this area, because for now you don't really have anything. It's just like a straight drop, and it's not holding very well. In fact, it's selling off like quite nastily, right, in comparison to the rest of the market. You're currently sitting at a potential 1-hour support, but yeah, you don't really have much evidence besides this, right? If you want to trade the 1 hour, you'd potentially wait for a little bit more upside, like 570, and then you'll be like, okay, this is potentially is going to run to like 625, right? Something like that. What's good? Yes, hello. So yeah, I mean, you potentially have an area of interest here, but not right now. Probably above 570. If you see that today with a close on a 1 hourly, then you could potentially trade it for a little bit higher, right? Yes, let's hit that like button, you guys. Near, yeah, I had 2 people say near, so we're gonna look at that as well. I think I know exactly what's happening with near as well. Yeah, pretty sure I do. So yeah, like near is at levels, definitely 2.2 is a level on near to have retrace. Definitely a very strong level. I don't see a reason why this level shouldn't hold, to be fair. And if it fails, it's going to be potentially to have a retrace down to probably you're looking at $2 level. If that doesn't hold, then you're potentially looking at a $2 level to find some strength to chase $3.44. You know, $3.44. But overall, not too bad, to be honest. Like, the only problem is that you are stuck in this range right now and you can't break the weekly resistance, right? The weekly resistance is the one thing that's stopping you on near. So $3 is really, really proven to be a massive area. So like I said, these double liquidity formations, you get them with my indicators and that's it. And when you get them, you find out that these levels are just like rock hard levels. Okay. So yeah, this is the thing. You're really in between levels, and you need a break of the $3 level. And you have had some confirmation actually on the weekly that this might be the end of it. You have indeed had that. So that's no question, right? So, you know, if you're a bit on the risk side, you can definitely start punting at these levels for sure. You know, but again, sizing is very important in this sort of environment. But yeah, if everything goes well, hopefully, maybe we see the $9, right? Maybe we see the $9 at the very least, right? If we break 3, we're looking into 5.2, and then 7, and so on and so forth. We just need to go level by level, you guys. It's really how it works. But again, I'm not going to check how many likes we have, but we need at least 80 at this point. At least 80 likes. Make sure to check all of the offers that Coin Bureau has created for you guys. They're here available for you if you're looking for a place to trade. Make sure to follow my main YouTube channel. Check the course that I made for you guys. Waitlist 40 to get 40% lifetime. Then you're going to miss out on it, I'm telling you, because it's I've got only positive reviews on it, and I'm very happy I did it. And I keep saying I didn't want to do it, but I did it, so here it is. Yes, smash the like button. Do we have any other coins? I think we had one more that you guys wanted to see. Skirt, is that even? No, he's just skirting. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, since we reviewed everything, most importantly was for the Bitcoin bias and all that for you guys to see. So this is what we're dealing with right now. We'll come back and review on Thursday after we've had the news. Tomorrow is a very important day. I need you guys to stay focused. I need you guys to be on the charts and do your best, okay? All right. We're going to review that next time, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.